I mean, obviously they have tremendous players. They're well coached. I think that they have. Obviously, their D line is, makes all the headlines, but they're good across the board. Obviously, Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack are their two guys up front that wreak havoc, but across the board up front, they're really good. Like I said, they're well coached. They have good linebackers, good DBs. I mean, it's a good defense, good test for us.
I know it's unfair to ask you to compare one player to another, but what kind of challenge is Khalil Mack? He really seems like he's put up incredible numbers this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's put up incredible numbers since he's been in the league. I mean, he's, one of the best in the NFL, if not, the best edge pass rusher. I mean, he's certainly in the conversation, to say the least. And, he creates a number of problems from a matchup standpoint. And he's a guy that, if you're not aware of where he's at, he can wreak havoc.
Last year, he lined up primarily on the left. Now it's about 50-50 split. How does that...
on his left?
His left.
Yeah, our right.
Versus
I got you. I was about to say...
Sorry. His left versus your right, and now it's pretty much 50-50 split. How does that change for you and Nick in terms of identifying where he is, and just line protection or et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, you need to be aware of where he's at and everything like that, but no, it doesn't change up too much. I don't want to say, obviously, he's lining up both places now, but, we're fortunate here. We have two really, really good tackles. We have guys that have played really good ball for us, so, it changes things up a little bit, but, you got to be aware where he's at all times just because of the type of player he is.
Why is it so tough to run against them?
They have good players. I mean, they have good defense. They're big up front. I mean, obviously, Eddie Goldman's tremendous against the run. Akeem Hicks is another big guy. They have good downhill linebackers, good big guys in the middle. They're kind of, that old conventional 3-4, big people, stop the run defense. So, that's why they're so good against the run.
The playoffs are a clean slate, but you guys do have some momentum. You've had 3 really good games to end the regular season. What can you pull from those games now going into the playoffs?
I think, we can pull from the whole season, not just those 3 games. I think we've been getting better all season long. I think that, we've really made progress. I'm just happy with the way this team has stuck with it, continue to persevere and work to get better. And, we just got to keep doing that and we'll be okay.
What do you think was the turning point to lead to making the playoffs?
There's never one turning point. This has been an ongoing story and an ongoing process the entire season. And, I think that really right now you're seeing guys execute in the positions they're being put in on a more consistent basis, which is leading to a more consistent offense for us. It's leading to a more consistent defense and a more consistent team. We lost 1 game this season by more than a touchdown. We've been right there in all of them. And now we're seeing fewer mistakes, and better plays, better guys executing and making these plays, and that's the big difference. And as long as we continue to improve, continue to do that, we should be great.
Jason, do you feel like the swagger is back with this group, similar to what it was entering
Yeah, it's
last
definitely
playoffs?
better. I think that it's anytime you're winning, you get momentum. Anytime you're winning, I love this phrase that Stout uses: execution fuels emotion. Anytime you're out there and you're playing well, you're going to be feeling good. And, that's why we felt so good last year. I know that everybody, talks about, the leadership and stuff like that, and all that's important. But, the bottom line is when you're out there, you're executing, you're performing well, that's naturally going to come. And that's what you're seeing more out of this team now.
Jason, you mentioned Khalil gets a lot of the pub there, but Akeem Hicks has had a tremendous year.
It's not even just those two. I mean, Eddie Goldman inside's tremendous against the run. They have some other guys that pose problems as well. I mean, they're really, it's about as good of an overall defense across the board. It's not like they just have one guy that you can zero in on. I mean, that's not. Great defenses don't have those types of imbalances. They're good across the board, and it's going to take everybody doing their job, everybody being on the same page and working together to be successful this Sunday.
Hey Jason, Doug was saying that with the way the schedule is now, you guys can actually do twice as many plays in walkthroughs and in a normal practice. What's kind of the benefit of a walkthrough? Because we don't get to see it.
Well, obviously the benefit of the walkthroughs, limiting the physical exertion and the pounding that especially older guys are feeling later in the season. Obviously, late in the season, everybody's dinged up, everybody's got something. We're not getting a bye week this year like we had last year, so it really gives us an ability to get mental reps, make the calls, understand what's going to happen, what we're anticipating to happen, while at the same time letting guys' legs get back a little bit.
You guys have more playoff experience than they do, top to bottom of the roster. Does that matter?
Doesn't mean anything to me.
Does it mean anything that last year at this point, most of you guys hadn't been there, and this year you guys have obviously been the entire way? Does that help you
No,
guys?
I don't think so. The better team that goes out there and plays will win the game. I'm not a big believer in experience and whatnot. I think that the team that's more poised and, whether that plays a role or not, I don't know. I know that if we go out there and we execute and we do what we're being coached to do, we go out the way we've been playing the last few weeks, we'll put ourselves in a position to win the game. So that's what it comes down to. I'm not at all focused on which team is more experienced or really anything to do with Chicago. To tell you the truth, I really think this is about us and how we prepare, how we execute, and that's what's going to help us be successful on Sunday.
Jason, back in November, both you and Malcolm kind of called out guys on the team.
I didn't call anybody out.
Well, I mean, question
yeah.
and all that.
Accountability was the wrong word to use then. I said it after I said that. It was never an accountability thing. I think it's just an execution. It's guys, getting their job done. It wasn't like, accountability. You get the idea that guys aren't doing everything they can, and I don't think that was ever an issue that we had here. And I think that across the board, all you saw early on was a lack of execution. We had a tremendous amount of penalties early on that killed drives. We had, drop passes or, offensive line not being on the same page. You can go down the list, and it goes across all the position groups. And it really was more an answer to why we were struggling. It wasn't like it was never meant as a calling out. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. If I could follow up, though, it was obviously a critical junction in your season.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think when you said it was kind of right after the Dallas game and Malcolm the next week after the Saints game and stuff. Do you kind of feel that that kind of had an impact in turning things around?
No, I don't think that happening in the media had zero impact in what led to this team turning it around. I think the day in, day out communication with one another played a much bigger role. I think that us communicating with the coaches and telling them, what we're struggling with, or relaying to them why things aren't getting done on the field, them relaying to us that we're not doing the proper technique, all of those conversations that happen throughout a season, all of these things just got ironed out over the course of the season. They're still being ironed out, and this is the way the game goes. And I don't think we were ever as bad as maybe it's been led on to believe. I think that outside of the one Saints game, which was just an abysmal performance, we've been in pretty much all these football games, and the fact is we've corrected the things that we've been doing wrong. We've gotten better. We've gotten more consistent. But I don't think that me saying anything in front of a camera had anything to do with that. I think that us working here every single day, I think that the coaches continuing to coach and the players continuing to try and get better, all of that correlated to us getting better.
Jason, Nick Foles has said he's aware that he could be down to his last game or a couple of last games with the Eagles with his contract situation.
Yeah.
And Zach Ertz and some of the guys yesterday said that it's a motivating factor. They want to make sure this is not. How much do you want to continue this ride with Nick and have him be here for this game?
Well, I mean, listen, that is a motivating factor, and I love playing with Nick Foles. But I'm already playing as hard as I can. It's not like this whole notion that, I'm going to go out there and play harder than I have been before. If you haven't been playing as hard as you can up until this point, what have you been doing? I've never really understood that. Nick Foles is a tremendous teammate, and when the time comes that I won't be able to be his teammate anymore, I will truly regret that moment. That will not impact how hard I play for him this Sunday. Every time I step on that field, I want to play as hard as I can. Not just for him, but for all of our teammates, for everybody in this locker room. What all these guys have been through, the season that we've had. We owe it to each other to go out there and play as hard as we can.
How much does this game come down to the trenches and making sure that Mac and all those other guys are stay away from Nick, that Nick is kept clean from those guys?
That's huge. It's huge every week. It's just more important this week because they have tremendous guys in the trenches. They have some game-changing talent, some game-wrecking individuals, And it's on us to make sure that we're allowing them to not wreck the game pretty much. Give the quarterback, give the receivers, give the running back a chance to make plays, be successful. And if we can do that, we'll stand a chance offensively to put some points up.
How much do you like the fact you guys are being counted out again?
It doesn't matter to me. I don't think that this is different. Everybody talks about, it's the underdogs again. Mm-hmm. Well, last year we deserved to be slighted being the underdogs. We were the #1 seed coming into the tournament. We won more games than everybody else, and everybody was saying, we weren't the favorite to win, yada, yada, yada. And so that was a galvanizing moment. This year we snuck in here on a wild card win. We aren't owed anything. But we do feel that, as long as we continue to execute, as long as we continue to get it better, and as long as we continue to go out there and play well, we can compete with anybody.
How often did you go to games at Soldier Field as a kid growing up?
Not very often. I've actually only been to one preseason game, and that was when I was really young. Don't really remember much of it. So
they say that kicking at Soldier Field can be really, really tough. How are you going about preparing for that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, I'm preparing for it like I would any other week. I mean, the one thing I would say is that it's definitely notoriously a difficult place to kick, but we're kicking up in the Northeast as well, so that's not an easy place to kick either. But like I said, just preparing like any other week.
These are two really good defenses. This game could come down to it being a really tight scoring game. How much do you thrive on having that opportunity to nail that game-winning field goal?
Yeah, I mean, this is the NFL and this is the playoffs, so all these games are going to be probably pretty close, and that's kind of the mindset you got to have as a kicker, knowing that these games have a good chance of coming down to you. So mentally, I'm ready for that and ready for that task.
Given that, when you were growing up as a tennis player, I assume you never actually sat back and thought and dreamed of kicking a game-winning field goal in a playoff game at Soldier Field?
Yeah, probably not back then, but we'll see what happens.
Is it easy to put aside the emotions of being at Soldier Field, where you watched your favorite team growing up?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, like I said, it's cool and it's special to go back home and play, but it's any other game to me, and that's the way I'm going to approach it.
I know you'll be able to see any of the family that's going to the game, pre-game or anything like that?
Probably post-game.
Okay.
Probably post-game. Not a whole lot of time, and keep my energy focused on the task at hand.
Jake, I'm sorry to ask it, but have you seen the forecast? It's not supposed to be too bad at all.
Yeah, I saw that. Weather's supposed to be decent. I mean, a little bit windy, but that's expected in Chicago this time of year. So, but as far as the winter goes, it's not supposed to be too cold.
The road to the Super Bowl is different this time around. You guys are going to be on the road consistently. How are you guys as a group dealing with the fact that you're going to have to win 3 games in a row?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing our best football this time of year, and I think we're kind of hitting our peak right now. So we're going to try to ride with that and go as far as we can.
Thanks, Jake.
And obviously you do this for really any kick, but how do you kind of remain fearless when you have so much riding on any kick that you do in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, there's no easy answer for that. I would just say it's the same kick mentality every single time, whether it's the regular season or postseason. It's the way I approached it last year. Felt like that helped, and the same way I'm going to approach it this year.
He had a great smile. Cool kid. Walking away, Nate Sudfeld reminded me that was his first ever touchdown. I completely forgot. Came back to the kids, said, "Hey man, we will make sure we get you another football, but we kind of need Nate Sudfeld's first ever touchdown ball back, please." And the kid was like, "Got you." And his family was great. I'm happy they're happy.
Cool. Now to the football. Back in the playoffs right now. Last week we asked, and you said you feel like you guys are going to be a problem. Still feel that way? Still think you guys can make a long run here in the postseason?
I like us, just like I said before. I like us for a lot of reasons. We're well coached, and we play with a lot of passion, and we play together. And right now, I really love how we've continued to just groove together, offense, defense, special team, and grow together. And it just gets better each week. And honestly, I think the playoffs is all about playing as one. Every unit playing as one, playing with the same level of excitement, same passion, and just the same effort for 4 quarters. And I think that at the end of the day, what you believe the outcome will be and how you perform and prepare will help you get that.
Last year at this point, you guys, like the Bears, most of you had never been to the playoffs, had never run in the playoffs. How does last year's experience, the fact that you've been in the mountaintop, help you going into this year's?
I think it calms down some kind of anxieties. You know, the inexperience is always something that you're confused about. You know, you may get a little nervous or whatever, but I think when you've done it before, you understand that it's something to really be, you know, appreciative of. You know, that's the best way for me to put it. Like, I'm really appreciative to play in the postseason and to take full advantage of this one game that we have, because it's a one-game season from here on out. We get a wonderful chance to play the Chicago Bears, to play with this family one more time, and to leave it on the field.
I know this is a one-game season now, but you guys have really had some one-game, must-win games for the last month of this season. How much can that help you guys now? Or for the guys that haven't been in this situation before?
Well, those guys knew what it was to play with your back against the wall, if that's how people looked at it. For us, I think it's very important that you give everything you can and you empty the tank. And I think a lot of guys have been doing that these last few games, and it's pretty cool to see the results when you do that.
Nick Foles talked a lot yesterday about the challenge that the Chicago secondary poses. What are you seeing out of the defensive ends?
Really disciplined, talented group too. Two safeties who are really good and two corners. And at the end of the day, I think they're a well-coached defense. That they play their strength. Those guys have a good feel for each other, and I have respect for them.
Hey, Nelson, when Groh was talking about his sensitive role, so what he did for the postseason last year, what about his personality kind of aligns with the big stage?
It's he's so chill. He does his job, he's chill. But when it's time for something to be done and it needs to get done, he just gets it done. He don't talk. He don't talk a lot. He just gets it done. He makes his plays, and I think if it was basketball, he wanted to be the one to take the last shot. He's like that kind of guy. He got a killer instinct in that way. And I think in the big moments, what I really love about him is his confidence.
Man, they make a lot of plays. They throw a lot of different stuff at you. We just got to be prepared for it. They got some really good players over there, and Coach Nagy doing a good job of giving everybody football.
This is Trubisky's first time in the playoffs. How much of the playoff experience or a lack of playoff experience does that matter at all? Talking with Michael Benning yesterday, he said no.
I don't think it matters at all because right now, they're there for a reason. And they've been winning. It's a really good football team, and you just got to respect it. We got to expect it. And going into this game right here, man, we just got to play team ball, the thing we've been playing, and just make it about us. We know that they will get their best ball, and obviously, they'll get our best come Sunday.
They've got their running back, Cohen. Is he even smaller than Derek Foles?
I got a chance to see him last year, and he's a really good player. He's really fast, and we just got to do a good job of when we get our chances, just get him on the ground, and we know they're gonna make some plays. He's gonna make some plays. Just got to limit it to him the plays that he will make.
How hard is it to tackle a guy that's runs down there?
I mean, for us up front, tackling a guy like that, we just need to get him before he get going because, a fat guy like me really don't want to chase him down. So we just want to get him before he get going. But, in reality, man, we just need all 11 guys for the football, no matter who got the ball, no matter if it's him or, whoever else on the offense. So we just got to do a good job at it.
Hey, Fletch, you won Player of the Week. I think you have 6.5 sacks these past 5 games. What's clicking for you right now?
We just not a real. Just everything just kind of falling right into my hands. I think the biggest thing is it's towards the end of the year and just learning to rush for Mike. Mike inside. I had BG last year, and me and BG had played so much together that it just really didn't matter. But just really learning how to rush with Mike inside just has helped a lot. Obviously the success I've had in the last couple of games with getting to the quarterback. So I think that's playing a big part of it.
I know you said to us in the past that
momentum going into the playoffs. You guys have been live or die. 5 of the last 6 winning.
Well, I think the biggest thing is for us. I think we've been playing our best ball right now later in the season, and guys have been stepping up, and no matter what they need to step up in. It could be special teams, offensive, defense. Guys just been stepping up and just having a lot of fun. And winning 5 of the last 6 games obviously help us is gives team that extra edge, it gives team that much more swagger going into the playoffs. And I'm looking forward to Sunday.
I know you said to us that stats don't always show the way you're playing. But is this the best month you've put together in your career defense?
I would say yeah. Obviously, I get to the quarterback. I think I think I went one game without, even second quarterback in this last little stretch right here. But, anyway, it's always fun, though. None of this stuff will happen if, obviously if it weren't for great teammates, guys doing their job and just making it easy for me.
You just touched on it, but the playoffs are a clean slate. What can you guys, though, pull from these last 3 games and these last 3 big wins?
I mean, the biggest thing we can pull from it, I think, for the leaders on this team is just to go to every young guy that's never been to the playoffs. Go to that guy and let them know that, hey, man, it's win or go home right now. And if you give me that little small effort, just a little bit more than what you've been given in the regular season, be that more focused, I think, it goes a long way with the leadership, grabbing young guys that's never been in this position, just helping them out along the way.
There were a lot of you guys in that situation last year, and obviously now it's reversed. Most of you guys have been there and been to the mountaintop. How does that change things, given that you've got that experience?
I mean, it changed things a lot. You have to, expect more. I mean, the room for error is really small. You just have to go in with a mentality that you're going to attack everything. And, I tell all the guys, all the younger guys, man, you just don't be scared to make a mistake because, this football, we do make mistakes. And, the biggest thing about it, you got to learn from it. And, when you make a mistake, you keep them up. When you're doing great, when you make a big play, you all celebrate with them. So it's just all about the momentum and keeping the guy just really focused and honed in on what he have to do.
In some other games you played against top defensive fronts, you said that the defensive line or defensive front that plays better is going to win the game. Is that how you feel this week?
I mean, absolutely. Honestly, I think that's we're the engine of this team. We would drive this team. We're the spark, and we have to come out on fire as a defensive lineman. I think we got the guys to do it.
When you look at obviously you're not going head-to-head against their defense, but their defense gets a lot of attention. I mean, deservedly so. They've done some really good things. But does that motivate you to prove and say, we're every bit of what you did, what they are?
I don't think we have to. I don't think it's not my problem to worry about their defense, man. I mean, our defensive coordinator is Jim Swartz, and everybody loves playing for Jim. It's not our problem to worry about their defense. Obviously, we won't be on the field at the same time, but at the same time, I got a really good feeling that we will be the better defense on Sunday.
What does it mean for you that you're playing your best football of the year, coming off the month that you've had, the 6.5 sacks, Player of the Week honors going into the playoffs?
Man, the biggest thing is, man, it's 10 other guys on that field, and everybody that know me, guys that know me, know that I never make anything about me. I make everything about the guys around me. I'm just trying to do whatever it takes to help those guys and doing whatever it takes for this team to get a win.
How important is it that you set the example this week, though? You talked about telling the young guys what to expect, that you helped just set the tone with your example, knowing what it takes to win.
I have to come out and start fast. I mean, knowing that we're on the road and we can't play from behind. You got to go out and everybody just do their job. Just do simple better is all I ask, and that's all we've been doing for these last couple of games. We haven't been doing anything special. We've just been doing simple better. Jim's been doing a great job of, game planning and just getting players where they need to be, and it's been all resulting in winning.
What does it mean for you guys to have this chance to defend your title?
I mean, it's a great chance, man, because so many people counted us out, but at the same time, man, only the guys in this locker room believe that we still had a chance at this thing. We still had a chance to get in the postseason, and now our goal was not just to get into the postseason, man. We just need to focus and take it game by game, man, because we were going against a really good football team on Sunday.
Super Bowl aside, this is your first playoff game away from the Link. What are you expecting?
No, I mean, it's another football game. We're on the road, man, and really good teams win on the road, and I think we've shown that in the last couple games. So, we just need to focus on, like I said, like I keep saying, just focus on, tomorrow, and then we'll just take it in on Sunday and ready for game day.